to another episode of Money Huddle. It's your boy Dre Rich, and of course, Eagles fan that's not wearing Eagles gear. Next to me, Shaq. What's good, bro?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been rough with for me anyways, on the sports books. I have not been hitting here lately. I'm gonna try and turn it around this week, so need some good luck. Need to win some free bets this week. That's where I'm at. Cash
Oh,
in.
for sure, man. It is week 14 weekend, guys. We need to win. Okay. The season's almost over. Okay. So the window you have left to win, Missouri, y'all just got in here late. Okay. So y'all need to
Sucks.
capitalize off the free money that you've got now. Okay, before this is over.
Now, I haven't tested this theory. So hear me out here, guys. If you want to make some free cash, we were talking about this today in person. Take one game and take half your bets and put it on the over, and take half your bets and put it on the under or money line, whatever the better odds are. And that's cashing, bro. It ain't your money. They don't care. But you're gonna cash out at least probably $150.
Literally,
At least.
if you bet the over and the under on like a total. So if it's the Broncos minus 7.5, it's even money, or it's minus 110 for both sides. For them to win by 7.5 or more, or for the team to lose by 7.5 or more, bet both of them, and then whatever happens, you'll win regardless. So it's like you might not get the entire
I haven't
amount.
tested it, so there might be something on there. Like you might not be able to make the same bet twice with your free money, but they haven't done that. That's my opinion.
It's something you want to do if you're not really into betting and you don't want to think you don't think you're gonna be staying in the betting world. You're just gonna be like, hey, free money. I'm just gonna get my free money and get out of here. Like,
Man,
yeah, it's
Christmas
cool.
is
Do
in
that.
3 weeks,
Do that.
guys. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, it's real. But if you are making this a thing, like you want to be a part of this betting lifestyle, then don't do that. Build the bankroll the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And
But if you're
then
not a free,
I'll
if you're
give
not a
you a
free,
word of advice too, especially if you're a Missourian, with the way that the everybody's giving out free money because we're new to this whole thing. Take your time. Don't go and gamble all of your sites away right off the bat. Like I got this on Monday and I still have half my free bets, and I'm going into the weekend and I took some futures and whatnot, and I still have other sites that I haven't touched yet. And so just be mindful, especially I don't have to tell seasoned vets, but if you're getting into this, just some tips and words of advice. Take your time, try to study, listen to podcasts. We're gonna give you our thoughts. We're hooked in on this stuff. So yeah, we're just take your time.
literally, guys, it's a long year. We just got this, right? So yeah, it might get old to you next year, but how much money can you make between this December and next December? That's the thing. So make sure this free money can last you on some sites. DraftKings, probably not. But but Bet 365, bro, that shit's when you get that money, that lasts you until you run out of it.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like
if you know what you're doing, man. Yeah.
literally. So by all means, be smart and listen to the podcast. We aren't trying to let you blow your money. We do not want you to blow your money.
No, we want you to win money with us. And if you're not winning money, you're probably not listening to us, and you should be. And that's our
Exactly.
thing. We want, when we lose, you lose. We're not, and we're doing this for free at the moment, guys. Like we want to take off, we want to get somewhere, but I mean, we're not trying to, steal your money or persuade you. We're not scamming you. Yeah, see,
See,
we're not
and
scamming.
there are and there are some sites that literally give you the generic bet. Oh, bet on the Chiefs minus 3.5 because it's the Chiefs. But when you look into it, maybe you don't want to do that. And we're here to get you that insight, to have you really look into it and be like, do I want to bet on the Chiefs? I don't know. This season could be over. I'm saying, like,
we'll get into that game. That's a tough
yeah,
game. Not gonna lie to
some
you guys.
some sites are paid to give you a certain bet. They are paid to give you to boost this line or to boost this a prop. We're not here to do that. We're here to give you our honest opinion with the deep diving that we do personally to get you the results that you want. So onwards to week 14 weekend. Let's get right into it. Our new format, guys. We have a new format because we can bet on whatever we want to now. Okay?
Yeah.
Whatever the hell we want to bet on. Let's start it off with game one. Commanders -1.5. At the Vikings +1.5. Over unders 43.5. Shaq is going to go ahead and take the Commanders money line because you can't bet the 2.5 that he got. He got an early line. He got a great line. Okay. Something happened to where the Commanders are now the favorites to win the game.
Yeah, I got it at +150 for the money line on the Commanders. Like, that's
Yes.
how bad it flipped in 3 days.
Yes. But Shaq does think they will win the game.
I do. And I'll tell you why. JJ McCarthy sucks. And if he doesn't play this whole game, you got Brosmer, who sucks. Maybe even worse. So doesn't look like that quarterback whispering head coach is doing a whole lot of whispering right now. Yeah. Doesn't look good. And the numbers say it. He's the worst quarterback in the league, worst completion percentage, worst QBR. Uh, you can go on and on. And, you can give him credit if you want to. He's only started 6 games. I'm like, cool. He's been in the league 2 years. When you've been sidelined that whole time, you might memorize a playbook. You might actually be good at something. But you're not.
True.
You weren't in Michigan either. You guys literally won a championship running the ball and playing defense, and it had nothing to do with you. The fact that
Yep.
he's a first rounder blows my mind. So I have more faith in Mariota, who's been to an AFC championship game, in this Commanders team than I do either of those Viking quarterbacks throwing the ball. So I'm going to take the Commanders. They took the Denver Broncos to overtime and blew a 2-point conversion to win the game after they scored a touchdown. They're hungry. I don't trust the Vikings, and it's in a dome, so there should be no weather conditions. So Mariota should actually have a decent day.
Yeah, I think he does have a decent day. And the Commanders' the offense has been very well. The defense it still ain't good. Defense is still trash. But even this defense can do some things on this Vikings offense because the quarterback can't get the ball out. He can't make an accurate pass. So
No.
good luck, McCarthy. But your best prop for this game is Chris Rodriguez, 40 plus rushing yards, which is -130.
Chris Rodriguez has been the hot hand. Merritt has gone by the wayside. Merritt's barely getting touches at this point. But Chris Rodriguez, not only has he had the hot hand, he's looked good. And he's had 40 plus yards in the last 2 games, one being Denver, and then there was a bye week, I'm pretty sure. And then he ran all over Miami. And really, he's averaging like 11 and a half, 12 touches a game. And he's looked good when the ball is in his hands. Obviously, I think you can move this up to 50 yards if you really believe in him in this game, which he obviously could, but I just feel really comfortable at 40 plus. I think that's a guaranteed bet, and -130 is not terrible. So you
Yes.
bet 10, you win 17.
I've already bet this. It's already on my parlays because the Vikings are not good against the run. And
No, they're better against the pass, but
they've been better than they have been in the past years against the pass. They actually were not good for a long time against the pass. But now their pass defense is showing up. Got some guys, some rookies that are good, but their running defense is not good. And we saw what happened with Jacobs. Ran through him. Okay. Even backup, what's his name? The backup Wilson or something. I forgot his last name, but he ran through him too.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, Emmanuel Wilson.
All over him.
So
Yeah, he had
Rodriguez,
a day.
he runs, bro. If you all seen that happen against the Dolphins, bro, he runs violent.
Violently. Yeah.
Oh my
He
gosh,
reminds me of a beefier, shorter Pacheco.
he is angry and he be popping up hype. So I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and he can catch the football too, so
he
he'll be
will.
involved on third downs, and he'll get a lot of the first touches. I mean, he's a whole drive getter. Watching the games, he gets drives, and then they might start a running back in certain spots here, but they're a drive-oriented running back team. Like they don't swap in and out. You get drives, and Chris Rodriguez keeps drives alive in the
I
last 2
guarantee
weeks
you,
that I've seen.
yes. Within 5 yards from the first down, he's getting the ball probably. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm taking that for sure. I've already bet that prop. So that parlay though with that game, if you bet the Commanders money line with Rodriguez 40 plus rushing yards, that gives you plus 164. That's good money. That's worth a $20 bet, in my opinion. And I agree
20
100%.
brings back 46.
And with the line movement from the Commanders being an underdog to a favorite, I like where the money's going. Okay, I like where the money's going. And Mariota's due for a win. He's got two really close losses.
He's
Really
been
close.
really competitive.
The Dolphins barely beat him overtime. The last game barely lost. The Broncos he's due for a win. He has to win one.
And that's a good defense.
That's not a bad defense. I'm telling you. And we'll get to that later though. But yes, that parlay plus 164, I'm all about it. My first game is Colts minus 1.5 at Jaguars plus 1.5 over unders 46.5. You guys know I love Daniel Dimes. I'm all about Daniel Dimes. Okay. However, the man's hurt bad. I lost money last week because he could not rush the ball at all. You think he's gonna rush the ball this week? Probably not.
Hell
I'm
no.
Yeah, probably not. That fibula, whatever it is hurt bad. Okay, but all those to say, I'm taking the Jaguars in the money line plus 110. This team's been a different team since they got Jacoby Myers, since Brian Thomas has returned. Uh, this team has been very strong offensively. Even Brent Strange is back. He's
Brian
legit.
Thomas Jr.'s back.
Bro, they have weapons now, and Trevor Lawrence is not the quarterback that you would bet on without weapons. Okay, he's not a Josh Allen. He's not a Mahomes. You need weapons around him, or he ain't nothing. And he
Well,
got those
and
now.
Travis Etienne and the rookie Tootin has been really good
Tootin',
for them too. Yeah.
Tootin', bro. And this Colts team is decimated, bro. They are hurting
Yeah.
bad. Okay,
They just lost Sauce for the year.
Sauce is gone. DeForest Buckner gone. Is hurt and probably ain't playing this week. Um, even
Daniel
Travarius
Jones
Ward.
banged up.
Yeah, even Travarius Ward can't stay off concussions. Okay, it's the second one this year, man. So he's banged up in this game. This team is looking for answers defensively, and we've seen it in the last two games where they've lost. They are just looking for answers, and they don't have any if Daniel Jones is not 100%, and he ain't going to be 100% in this game. I'm taking the more healthy team, and the Jaguars, home dogs, bruh, plus
And they're
110.
top three defensive wise in turnovers this year. They've
And
been really aggressive.
I love Daniel Jones, bro. I'll tell you one more time, but he will throw a pick in this game if he fucks around. And if JT Taylor cannot get the running game going, it's over for him. But I'm taking my best prop is the Jaguars team total over 22.5, which is minus 115. That's because guess what? The Jaguars have only gone under this total against three teams. And guess what? Those three teams were the Texans, the Rams, and the Chargers. So, bro,
Two of the top
sorry, the
three
Seahawks,
defenses in
the
the
Seahawks,
league
bro.
shut
Yeah,
their ass down. They've shut a lot of teams down.
clearly the Seahawks the Texans, and the Rams are all top 10 defenses. Guess what? The Colts are definitely not. Okay. So, which means they're going to score
They're
over
beating
22
them.
and a half points in this game because they've scored 30 in most of their games. If they are not held under 25, they're scoring 30.
Well, and here's my thing. Yeah, they'll score. This is a divisional game, and ETN's been a big part this season. He's looked really good. But here's my thing. Half, okay, I'll say 25% of Daniel Jones's game is being able to run. That's that's what salvages that C plus grade that he's got, in my opinion, is that he can run. And without that, if you shut down Jonathan Taylor, the man can't throw. Like, and
Oh,
he's hurt. No run, no getting outside the pocket. And that's what he's been good at this year is throws on the outside of the pocket where he's had to move outside. And without that ability, and this Jags team who forces turnovers, top 3 in the league in turnovers, and they've actually been a top 10 defense all year, hovering right at 10, 11 right now. I just don't know if you can stop Jonathan Taylor. I don't have faith that Daniel Dimes can deliver the game here. I mean,
and this is
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can even win the division at this point
this is for the division lead. So
with the
we'll see.
Texans nipping at their heels.
Nipping, bro. And I like it. It's in Jacksonville. Man, they play way better. Y'all saw what happened to the Chiefs,
Yeah, they play in Duval.
bro. I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence plays way better at home. Okay, and
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Sunshine,
he's he's not
but
good.
he's not good. Okay, he's bad. But I will say that the weapons he has makes him a lot less risk averse. So give me that, bro. And that parlay with those two picks, bro, plus 166. I'm taking that.
Tim brings you 16 and a half back.
We're gonna take that, bro. Okay, game three for the show. Game two for Shaq is Bengals +6 at the Bills -6. Over under 53 and a half. He's speaking my language in this bet because he's taking the Bengals +6, man.
Yeah, I have faith in Joe Burrow when he's healthy, when he's on the field. You saw it last week on Thanksgiving against the Ravens, man. I mean, he started slow, but second half, Joey B came out, dude, and he competed and smoked them. And they actually have a chance in the division to win this. And I might be a little biased because that's who I took at the beginning of the season. The fact that he's back is kind of crazy, but that division to me is wide open, especially the way the Ravens have played this year. The defense is back, and Lamar looks terrible, and they still don't have a number one. They've been missing a number one guy receiver wise for years, and then to sign Mark Andrews for another 3 years when he looks like an old ass Travis Kelsey
Oh,
still
brother,
blows my
this
mind.
guy stinks.
That that's probably the worst move I've seen this year as far as contracts. I'd have let Mark walk. You got and as a fantasy person, you have Isaiah Likely just sitting there, who is a Jimmy Graham guy that you've wasted
Bro,
behind some old ass fucking guy who's past his prime now, and you re-signed him. You better be to trade him. Like, so I don't know. Anyways, past the Ravens, the Bengals came out and won that game by a landslide. They have not looked good. So, and that means they're going to be competitive. The division's wide open. They control their own destiny if they can win out. They can win out. They played a lot of division games to end the season, and it's in their hands, man. And Joey B is going to make it competitive. And the Bills' defense has been trash this year,
so bad.
terrible.
So bad.
And their offense, they have again for the second year in a row, they will have no receivers over 1,000 yards. It would have been Kincaid, but he's missed like 5 weeks now.
He is
And
returning for this game, though.
okay, and that's why my Kincaid will be a big part of it, but so will James Cook. And he doesn't get yards without James Cook, and the Bengals defense is terrible. But I have faith that Burrow will keep competitive because they need this game. This is a playoff game. Every game for the Bengals is a playoff game, and this is a tough opponent. But I have faith that it'll be a one-score game. Driving with 2 minutes left, they'll have a chance.
I 100% agree, bro, because the Bengals, we saw what happened. They struggle against gunslingers. Okay? You saw what happened? I don't want to call Davis Mills a gunslinger, but he was slinging it. And
That's when you got nothing to lose, bro.
he was demolishing that Bills defense. And then what else? Baker Mayfield. They lost the game. But because the defense was trash. But the Baker was slinging it. I have really big concerns about the Bills against the gunslinger. Like, yeah,
Their
they might
secondary is terrible. And
they
Sean
might
McDermott is a defensive coach. Like, he needs to go. He wasted Josh Allen, bro.
he needs to be fired for sure. I don't like
He
it
does.
personally. But
Can't win the big game at home, on the road.
in the playoffs,
Can't do
period.
it.
No. But
Yeah.
I agree 100% because in the playoffs, the Bills probably can beat a Ravens team. No gunslinger there. They might be able to beat a Chargers team, kind of a gunslinger team, but maybe not really. But they
Bro,
probably beat a Texans
I
team.
guarantee you this year we get a wild card team that starts on the road and ends up with a home game in the divisional. Because in the AFC, for sure. Because there's going to be some crazy wild card teams that are good that just didn't win
No.
their division that are going to be better. Like
This AFC South, all of them are dark horses. Okay, this AFC North, AFC North, they're all dark horses. I think
exactly.
so. Yes,
Besides
I agree with
Steelers.
you. Yeah. And your best prop for this game is Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you kind of want to the Bills, but specifically their secondary. There's injuries. They've been thrown on all year. They give up like the 7th most points to the quarterback in fantasy. And that just tells me Burrow's going to have a day. And their defense, and again, it's been the calling card all year. Bengals defense is bad, and that's an understatement. That's putting it nicely. They're really bad, and they're going to give up points. They did play well against the Ravens, but their offenses look terrible. Lamar, I think, is still playing hurt. He came back early, trying to make a playoff run, but he's not running like he should, and there's something wrong there. So, but their defense did hold the Ravens, and they still had a healthy Derrick Henry. So, with with Joe B, man, I feel like he gives this team energy that you don't get with Flacco. Obviously, you don't get with Browning. And they believe in Joe. They give him the money, and the skills are there. He's led this team, this exact team, basically, because they had no offensive line, no defense, to a Super Bowl off of pure skill and receivers. And, I think that's why people are so high on him. If he could stay healthy, and get out of these scenarios that he's been in the last 2 years where you got to win out because you're just bad and get some defense. He is to me, in my dynasty, he is Dan Marino Jr., bro. He's gonna make one Super Bowl his sophomore year and probably never get back and have crazy passing numbers. But in this game, for them to be competitive, he should have 2 touchdowns, whether it comes from Chris Brown out of the backfield on a screen, whether it's hyper targeting Chase because there's going to be no T. Higgins, whether it's Gesicki. He's not scared to throw the ball anywhere to anyone, but he's going to have 2 touchdowns throwing the ball here because their defense is bad. It will be competitive.
I like this bet a lot. It is minus 150, so don't bet this by itself. It's not really worth the money. But when you parlay it together with his Bengals +6, you're going to get this plus 158. And there's the money right there.
100 brings 250 back.
I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all. You don't always want to parlay everything, but when you have these odds that don't really pay out singularly, then you have to parlay it to get the money that you want to return. So this is a good play. I like it. Joe Burrow. Hey, if Baker Mayfield threw one on the Bills at the Bills, Burrow can do too. We know Burrow's better than Baker Mayfield. Come on, let's not
Let's
get
put
crazy.
it.
How about Baker near?
This bet, if you're a new to Missouri, this bet $25 will bring you back $83, and that's their free bet. So I mean, that's a free $83, dude,
Yeah,
right
I'm
there.
parlaying this one for sure.
I've got this
Man.
parlayed with a couple things.
Game 4 for the show. Game 2 for me. Dolphins -3 at the Jets +3. Actually, it did lower recently to 2.5, but I'm keeping it at 3 for the purposes of the show, and because it just lowered, like it literally just lowered like 30 minutes ago. And I'm taking the Jets +3.
That could
I
move
know it
back
sounds
to
crazy.
3 pretty quick too.
Okay, I know it sounds crazy. I'm taking the Jets. This is insane. But
This is in New York, right?
in New York, okay, the Dolphins have lost their last 8 games in lower than 42-degree weather. It's gonna be
Tua.
cold. It might even snow. And then what are you gonna do? The big coach.
And I'll give you an example. Go back to that playoff game Miami played against the Chiefs, and that's one of the paint. It was so cold, paint was chipping off hits, bro, and they sucked. And that was with a healthy Tyreek Hill. So,
Yeah,
and this Jets defense, we've been saying it since the trade deadline. There's young guys out there on bullshit contracts trying to get next year's money, and they're playing hard. And they won last week against the Falcons team. Granted, it was Kirk Cousins, but this is Tua. So,
it,
and it's gonna be
it
cold.
was.
It's in their favor here, and I like this bet.
Also, it's a revenge game for the Jets. We lost to the Dolphins in the beginning of the season with Justin Fields, who is trash. Okay. We lost with Justin Fields by 6 points. Now we're home dogs. We should be getting at least even money, a pick 'em. Okay. Or at least favored
Yeah.
about
I
favored by
was
at least
really
1.5.
surprised this wasn't like 2.5, 1.5, right in there. Where it really
I
should
was
just
gonna
be
say
money line picking.
I would say 1.5. Like, come on now. This is ridiculous. So definitely taking the Jets, bro. I know people don't want to do that. Okay. Hey, to your discretion. I'm not telling you to do, I'm not making you do anything. You can choose to follow me and do what I'm already putting money on, or you can fade me. But the Dolphins are going to have problems in the cold. The Jets have played well. Okay, they've played well their last 4 games. They are they're 3-2 in their last 5 games. Okay, we're trying out here.
Since the
Okay,
trade deadline, I think there's two of those wins since the trade
yeah,
deadline.
we've won our last 2 straight home games against the Falcons and against the Browns. So like, I know they're bad teams, but the Dolphins are bad too. So
Yeah, they've got Devon Achane, and that's about it.
that's what I'm saying, guys. This is a prime spot for us to capitalize and win this game. But I will not hide the fact that Darren Waller had 2 touchdowns on this last game. Okay, that was crazy. I do think he gets hyper targeted again because tight ends and the Jets, not a good matchup because we are bad against tight ends. We saw how
Middle
little
of the field, man.
hey last
You
week.
guys are terrible at the middle
Kyle
of the
Pitts
field.
had a day against us.
Yeah,
So I know Darren
a
Waller will be
career day.
really, and I know Tua loves tight ends. So we will be getting that off for sure. I'm sure he will be getting his over 28.5 yards. Ain't bad, bro. I think he's about 35 yards in this game, at least in this game.
I'm so immature. I laughed at Tua loves tight ends. That should be a bumper sticker, bro.
It should be because hey, who knows what they're into. Hey, I'm not sure about his culture. He might love that stuff.
Tua loves tight ends.
But the parlay, you parlay the Jets +3. You parlay Darren Waller over 20.5 receiving yards plus 258.
That's 100 brings back 360.
I love it. I like it. I'm putting 20 on it. So game 5 for the show, game 3 for Shaq is the Rams minus 8.5 at the Cardinals plus 8.5. Over under is 47.5. This is also a bet that I parlayed in my parlay with Shaq. He has the over 47.5, which is minus 110. Why?
Look, man, there's no Marvin Harrison in this game. They're decimated at running back. Uh, DeMarcado is questionable. James Conner's been gone for the year. Benson is not going to play. He's been on IR this whole time. He's going to miss the rest of the year. I think this was his last chance to get on the field because I'm pretty sure they activated his 21-day practice window, and this is the last chance he had. And he's still not going to
No,
play.
he's done.
So you know what all that points to? Throwing the shit out of the football, and that's all they've been doing with Brisket. My boy Brisket been cooking back there, throwing interceptions like flipping burgers, boy, and just chucking them down there. Where's Trey McBride? You get a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be throwing the football, and that's what they're going to have because they're also going to be playing from behind. I feel like this game will be close-ish. I didn't want to take the 8.5 seems like it's too much. These guys, it's a divisional game. It's always close in this division. Within one score, they could lose by 7, maybe 10, pushing it, but I don't see the Rams blowing them out. They went into Carolina last week on the road, and Carolina plays better at home. That defense is really good. You know who else's defense is really good at home? The Cardinals. That's when they show up this year. So I see this being real close, 24-20, 27-20, right in there. And the over, it to me, I feel like it could go. It is a lot more because they're going to have to throw the ball. I don't trust this to hit the 8.5 like at all. So even if it's 27-20, that's the very close end. I feel like this is going to be more of a shootout, is what I should say. Because they have nothing. They have no run game. And that's where I go to Brissett, Tony Brisket, Jacoby Brisket. I took this up to 260. I would even go to 270 on this game because he threw for 296 last week and 280 something the week prior. Like that's all they do. And Trey McBride has had a career year on a terrible team. So it'll be interesting to see who they get at quarterback next year. But I feel like the Rams should easily hang 28 on them. If it's not competitive, but they're going to be throwing, dude. And I think they keep this game real close. The plus 8.5, I almost wanted to go with the Cardinals, but they throw so much that I'm going to take the over here. I feel like the Rams should put up 30 on them, especially coming off of a loss last week.
Hey, bro, I do like this bet. I've already taken Jacoby Brisket over 260
Barbecue, baby.
receiving yards because hey, he threw for 301 last game. He threw 317 before that. He threw 452 before that. He threw 258 before that. He threw 261 before that. The man's clearing 250. Easy.
Yeah, that's on my bet this up to all you want. I would still keep it under 300, but I mean, I'm comfortable at 270. And if I'm being real ballsy, I'd take 280. And I know that that's like 380.
I'm telling you, since he's been the starter, he's cleared 260 in every single home game.
And that's without Marvin Harrison.
So I bet that immediately, no hesitation.
The plus money is crazy at 260.
Yeah, if you parlay it together, plus 182. If you bet the over with Jacoby Brissett, plus 260 passing yards, that's good money, guys. Okay, we're getting into the money.
Yep. 100 brings back 280.
Yep. Now we get to game 6 for the show. Game 3 for me, it's the Broncos minus 7.5 at the Raiders plus 7.5. Over unders 39.5. I'm taking the Broncos minus 7.5. Okay. The Raiders are trash. Okay, we all know that the Raiders are not good. Okay,
To this day.
they are bad.
Straight up.
But it's okay because Bo Nix has not had the days he's been supposed to have. Okay, he has not been the elite QB we saw last year. Okay, he's had blunders, interceptions, fumbles, lack of scoring prowess. It's happened. Okay, it happens to everyone. Okay, in their sophomore and junior years. Okay, it happens to Jordan Love. It just happens. You fall off a little bit, you come right back up. Okay, and that's okay because guess what? Max Crosby not gonna play this game. He did not practice all week. If he does not practice on Friday, he is not playing. He might have already given up on the season. He might ask for a trade next year. So like, I'm not no faith in this Raiders team to do anything. And the worst thing for a defense is when you can't stop the pass and you're missing one of your best pass rushers, and now you can't stop anything. And you're versing a team in the Broncos who are run-first offense who can now pass on you. They're going to light you up in all different ways. And Bo Nix in the dome. I love it. I love it. And it's a revenge spot because, yeah, they beat the Raiders last time, but it was a bad game from Bo Nix. He threw an interception. He threw for under 200 yards. He needs to bounce back hard in this game as they're going into the playoffs, as the Chiefs are trying to chase him, as the Chargers are trying to chase him. Like, they have to keep the foot on the neck of their division. It's not in the bag yet. And I think this is a perfect game, statement game, where you can do whatever you want to on this team.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, they're just bad, man. I'll talk from experience. Why would you hire Chip Kelly? And the reports coming out of there where he's calling wrong plays, and that's terrible. And then Pete Carroll, as much as he had success, he's too old. He's too old school. He hasn't adapted to the new league. The league's completely different, man. And that's why he had problems in Seattle. That's why he has problems now. And the defense, even with Max Crosby, is abysmal. But at least you had somebody out there that could make a difference on a few plays a game. Now you got nobody. So I think this is a prime spot, like you were saying, in a dome. Broncos, and the Broncos are on the road, dude, and they're 7.5-point favorites. Sean Payton's licking his chops at this defense to get his offense right because they have struggled, really. They have not looked great on offense all year. The defense is being really good. They're getting PS2 back. He was back last week. We're trying to get, they're going to try and get him in game shape, to knock some rust off for sure. This is a good game to do it because there's nobody for the Raiders that scares any of this defense. So I like this bet for sure.
The Raiders are 1-4 against the spread at home.
That's terrible.
They suck.
That's fucking terrible.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
God damn. You know what the best thing that's come out for the Raiders in the last 25 years? It's going to be this Nick Cage playing John Madden and fucking Christian Bale playing Al Davis in the new Madden movie, dog. That's all. That's the one thing you guys have had to look forward to since Rich fucking Gannon got his ass smoked because you let Gruden go, and then sure enough, Gruden knows every goddamn play you fucking idiots are gonna run against him because you're still running his offense.
Literally, it's so
like the Raiders have been so bad for so long that at least you guys have that to look forward to. At least Christian Bale, because Nick Cage as John Madden. Have you seen that dude?
No,
he looks like the white nutty professor, bro. Like Fat Suit City. He looks so bad, like,
I'm a Nicholas Cage guy, so I hope that ain't the case,
dude. It's not good.
Damn, but I'm on the Broncos -7.5. I just don't see a reason why the Broncos have a chance in this game. I mean, the Raiders have a chance in this game. Bo Nix, he has thrown interceptions. Okay, I told you his blunders have been real. They are questionable. They are things you worry about in the playoffs if you were to bet on them in the playoffs. He threw one the last meeting versus the Raiders. He won't have to this time because no Max Crosby. You run it up their freaking necks. Okay, you run it until you can't run no more. RJ Harvey, he has been cashing us out this entire season. He is a legit beast. He is one of the guys of our podcast. If you see our podcast, you should think. If you think of an NFL player, you think of RJ Harvey. If you've watched us since the beginning, you look at me and Shaq, you go, those guys love RJ Harvey. We do. He scores. Okay. If the Broncos win, he will score. Maybe even twice. He scored twice one time at home, though, but he scores twice. He's good. Okay. So we're going to keep on doing this. Bo Nix under 0.5 interceptions because he can run it up the gut with RJ Harvey. He can lateral it to RJ Harvey. He can just do whatever he wants to, bro. And that's my other bet for this game is RJ Harvey touchdown. Again, this kid is legit. This kid is what they wanted J.K. Dobbins to be. Okay? He is.
And I'll tell you, this is the thing. J.K. Dobbins, it's so funny because I call him half-season man. Because the first 8 weeks of any NFL season, J.K. Dobbins is putting up great numbers. He's almost been 1,000-yard rusher every year. The problem is the last 8 weeks, the man's guaranteed to get hurt.
Guaranteed.
So here's what I do like about Sean Payton is the man knows how to draft, and he comes from that Cowboys dynasty, early 90s, like good drafts, built the Saints up through drafts. And this is his guy. And RJ, he sees something in RJ Harvey, and that's who he wanted in the second round. And that's who they went out and got. And he's a talented player, man. And it's somebody I wanted in Dynasty. And I'm telling you, with JK out for the year, and they've just now gotten RJ more involved in being an every down back. It's still kind of a committee, but you've seen his percentages go up since JK's gone down.
Yes.
And in this game, they should smoke them. If they get up big, there's no reason for Bo Nix to have to throw the ball that much. And I do think it's going to be the RJ Harvey show in the second half, especially.
Yes. And the Raiders, once again, are trash. So
Trash.
they probably have given up. And we are at the point of the season where we are. Who has given up? We are at that point of the season. Who is looking forward to the offseason? The Raiders definitely are trying to get done with this 5-game stint so they can be out of here. Cancun on 3. Cancun, bruh. So this parlay, though, Broncos -7.5. And Bo Nix under INT +188. There's the money for you. Okay. There's your cash. So take that. But then we have Sunday Night Football. Texans +3.5 at Chiefs -3.5. Over under 41.5. Shaq, where are we going with this? Because I know you have the Texans, your favorite defense in the league. We know it's the Chiefs. You're one of the most hated teams in the league. Where do we go with this?
All right. I've been staring this game down. This is a tough game. And as much as I hate the Chiefs, they are at home and they always play really good in the kingdom. So but this Texans defense, man, they are so good and they get after the quarterback and they play man coverage and they play on you and every hit counts. And even if you have the ball or not, D'Amico Ryans, man, I love this guy. I love his defense. I love how he's like, make every hit count, whether they have the ball or not. You could put hands on somebody, make it count. And that's the mentality that they play with. So in the Chiefs' offensive tackles, they've been beat up. And even before they were beat up, they've been questionable and they're going to get after Mahomes in this game. And I trust their secondary. It's just, what do you think Stroud does on the other side? Because Chris Jones is looking old, man. He is not stopping the run. He's not making pressure anymore. I mean, this is a tough one to pick. I want to take the Texans money line, but it's tough because it's the Chiefs at home. And the 41.5 is tight too, because that defense has not given up 20 points in very many games all season for the Texans.
Would you take the Texans plus 3.5?
Yeah. I feel like that is the safest bet. I know that the money line is plus 150, and I think this is minus 110 for the plus 3.5. And it's moved because it started at 3.
Yes, they think that the Chiefs are going to get the sweet home cooking, the barbecue chicken with the Texans. I don't think so, bro. I think the Texans closed the. Bro, I thought the casket was closed when the Cowboys did their job on them. I guess it's not closed yet. Damn it. Okay. And I think the Texans.
The only thing, look, the only chance that the Chiefs have is if your boy Danny Dimes loses out, which is a distinct possibility because every other team in the wild card and in the division race, they've lost to. So they need the Colts to suck to have a chance, and they need to win this game. But if they lose this game, it is very much over. The Texans really want this game because they are one game out of whoever wins against the Colts and Titans on Sunday, and they play both of those teams still. So this is going to be good. This is a tough game. And I'm telling you, this defense is way more reliable than the offensive line of the Chiefs.
Well, let's get into the thick of it real quick, though. Because the Texans, they have to play the Chiefs, Cardinals, not an easy game. Raiders, kick their ass. Chargers, not an easy game. Then the Colts, because Chargers are looking for a playoff entry too. So that ain't easy. Then on the flip side, you have the Colts have to play the Jags. The Seahawks, good luck to you. The Niners, hit or miss. The Jags again, you win that one. And then the Texans, okay? So obviously it could come down to the Texans versus the Colts. It could come to that last game. However, if you win more games in your last 5 than the Colts, you ain't got to worry about that last game, really, because the Colts are probably losing 2 of their last 5. Guaranteed losing to the Seahawks, bro. They're losing to the Seahawks. They're losing to the Seattle. I'm sorry. So
I think they lose at least 3 games, the Colts. There's 3 games they're going to lose in there. Jags, they're losing one. They're going to split with the Jags at the least. And this game this weekend, being in Jacksonville, how beat up they are, I think they lose that game. Seahawks, no doubt about it. And then that Texans game at the end of the season is gonna mean something one way or the other. And this defense is gonna get after a beat up Daniel Jones, dude, because he's gonna be beat up coming into the last week of the season.
but
Plus,
the only way for the Chiefs, the only way for the Texans to not have to worry about that last game is to beat the Chiefs, beat the Cardinals, beat the Chargers, beat the Raiders. Okay, so they have an opportunity, but they have to win.
yeah, they need 4, and they very much could win 4 of their next 5 games. That's with this defense, and defense wins championships. And Stroud is a good quarterback, and they do have weapons. This team reminds me of the Bengals when they went to the Super Bowl, but the question isn't on the defensive side, it's on the offensive line. And you've seen the Chiefs lose Super Bowls because of their offensive line. And that's where it questions me. But I like the Texans. We'll get into this later, but this is probably my dark horse bet for season long right now is the Texans have 11 wins, plus 10.5 wins.
It should be. They're a good team. Haven't had a quarterback in a long time. So your first prop though is Mahomes INT. Why?
Pressure, bro. Pressure, pressure, pressure. The tackles are questionable. Even if they're healthy, you got a rookie on one side and a guy that jumps offside constantly on the other if they're healthy. And then you've got backups that have not been good. And Mahomes is going to try to do some razzle dazzle. And this is not the team you can razzle dazzle, bro. There's going to be pressure, and their secondary plays sticky man coverage. And they play too deep all game. And this dink and dunk stuff, they're going to make your receivers know that if you're coming this way, yeah, you'll catch it, but you better hold on to it. So I feel like they're so sticky, bro. There's gonna be a deflection. There's this Texans defense with pressure, deflection. The ball will be in the air going the wrong way at some point because Mahomes is gonna be running for his life, and I can guarantee you that.
Oh, and just like most of the games where Mahomes has problems, it's because he's a turnover magnet. Okay, he's been turning the ball over a lot. He did not turn it over last week, and we bet on that. You know, what I'm saying we took that bet and it cashed. However, this is a game where the team who's playing them needs to turn the ball over in order to win the game. You have to turn Mahomes over to win. The Cowboys had an elite offense. Okay. They can just put points up as much as you can and outscore him. The Texans do not have that kind of offense. They do not have an elite 30 points per game offense. Okay. So they have to get the ball back. And I think that's the only way is to get Mahomes to make a bad decision. And he's been doing it all season. If he's doing it against bad teams, he'll do it against the Texans. So I agree with you, bro, 100%.
I feel like the only way for the Chiefs to win this game is to play mistake-free football, no penalties, no turnovers. And they have been a penalty machine and a turnover machine when they play good defenses. And I know they're at home. That's the only thing that worries me here. But this Texans defense, this is their strength of the team. It is their defense. They do score points because of their defense. And I don't know, man. This offense for the Chiefs is deke and dunk. The run games looked better, but there's no weaknesses on this defense for the Texans. Like I don't know. It's going to be a tough night for Mahomes. I would also take his under passing yards.
I wouldn't go that far because we have seen Josh Allen put some completions together, and that's scary because the pass catchers for the Chiefs are all good after the catch. So if they get the ball in their hands, it's going to be shake and bake. And I've seen deflections from the Texas defense, but I've also seen people catch the ball 5 yards, take it 15. Because even Dale Jones almost beat him last week. He was hurt. So, and Taylor did not have a good game. He didn't have a good game. So it was passing.
This is going to be one of those, it's going to be a heavyweight fight, bro. Because I'm telling you, yeah, they're going to get their little catches and they might get some yards after the catch. Every time they get hit, they're going to make it count. And that's why you do get extra yards because they're trying to hit you hard. Sometimes they hit you and you bounce off. But that's what I love about this team. You go and watch any press conferences with D'Amico Ryan, anything like that. That's what he says is like, we're going to make sure you know when you catch it, you're paying a price to move the ball forward. If you're going to move it on us, you're paying a price. You don't get free plays. You don't get to move the ball without taking hits. And when you do, we're not doing our job. And I love that mentality, dude. So it's going to be a tough game. This is a playoff game.
I like it. And hey, the last time the Texans played the Chiefs in the playoffs in a playoff-like atmosphere, they almost won. It was like a series away from the Chiefs losing their first round of the playoffs. So this team, and it was D'Amico Ryan's first year. So he is prone to making things tough on the Chiefs. This is his third year now. He's been here. He's done that. He is established. He's looking for this revenge. Okay, because he should not have gone out of the playoffs 2 years ago at the Chiefs. It was a crazy game, but of course it was Chiefs at noon. Chiefs at noon in Arrowhead, tough. But I will take that. I like this Mahomes INT a lot because defense is legit. I'm taking William Marks over 1.5 receptions, minus 130. Yeah, it's minus 130, but it's okay because we're parlaying that together to get a good odds. You'll see in a second. But William Marks, the Chiefs are going to be looking to guard Nico Collins. Okay. He is going deep. Okay. This leaves the shallow field open. Woody Marks has been a pass catcher. He is the only pass catcher in the RB room for this team. Nick Chubb, no. No. Okay. I love Nick Chubb with my heart, bro. Georgia dog, but no. And Woody Marks is getting more carries too. He's on the field more. So I like Woody Marks to be involved in this game, and they're going to have to get Dink and Ducks up the field because the Chiefs' defense is way better at home. Okay. Yeah, they're not a good team. They've been really bad. They've been getting diced up, but they're way better at home. I think the short passes are what's going to help this Texans offense get up the field. So give me Woody Marks over 1.5 receptions. When you parlay Shaq's INT for Patrick Mahomes and Woody Marks over 1.5 receptions and the Texans plus 3.5, that is plus 425. There's the money you're looking for. Okay, that's a $10 bet. You get $45. Why would you not try to do that? Okay, this is McDonald's money we're talking about. This is money you found under your car seat. So you gotta see what's up with that, man. You got to.
No, you for real. Yeah, man. That's on my for our big spenders out there. $100. Do the math. That's gonna bring you back 450. It's not bad. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I know guys out there that drop 100 on bets that ain't a big deal. So, but that's just easy math. But yeah, I think this one. This is probably our best bet that I like as far as parlays. Like I know it's plus 425, but dude, I've been staring at this game and looking at it and breaking it down for a week now because I love this Texas team. This is probably my AFC team this year. So I like this. I like every bit of it. It looks good, man.
We're on it. Okay, so y'all better hop on it too. Like if you're scared, put 5 on it. If you're not scared, put 20 on it. Like I said, you choose how much you are confident in our bets. We're just giving you what we've already put money on. So it's up to you to be like, I will tell him. And if he loses, we both lose. If he wins, we both win. Like, we are not telling you to do anything. We're just saying, if you are going to bet and follow me on this play. Okay. Monday Night Football, though, it gets really dicey because the Eagles have been killing our podcast, literally killing our podcast. It's bad. We don't know what to do. Eagles are only 2.5 point favorites against the Chargers, who are not even a playoff team right now, for real. So we need to figure it out. The over-under is 41.5. We have no consistent bet. Shaq, direct me on what to do here.
Bro, it blows my fucking mind that we don't use Tank Bigsby. I mean, excuse my French, but it blows my mind that we traded for a guy that when he gets 10 touches goes for 131 yards, and they're like, we'll give you 6 through the next 4 weeks. Like Saquon has 700 yards this year. He's 1,000 yards behind his pace last year. What are we doing, man? Yeah, AJ's going off, cool, but like there are, man. It's tough. The offense is so bad, and it's not the players; it's the play calling. This is a tough game. We lost. We lost our best defensive tackle. Jalen Carter's out. He had shoulder surgery. Justin Herbert on the other side of the ball broke his non-throwing hand, and it did affect him in that last game. He had surgery, but they put in plates and bolts into his non-throwing hand. He can only hand off on his right hand. So
Damn.
this is a tough game, man. The wide receiver core for them is really good. Our secondary has been really hit or miss this year. We have no pressure, and now that our best D tackle is out, don't get me wrong, Jordan Davis is great, but we have no edge pressure other than Jalen Phillips, who was quiet last week. We just got ran on by the Bears. We did something we haven't done in 40 years, where we gave up 2 100-yard rushers in the same game. It's not good, man. And this is in a dome. The Eagles got to throw the ball. I just feel like that because Saquon's hurt. If we don't run Tank Bigsby in this game, who had 0 touches last week, we won't win this game. That's where I'm at. We need somebody with some juice, and it's not Saquon. And it's even when we give it to AJ, it's not him. So I don't know, man. This is a tough game. I don't like the over under because of the injury to Herbert. The only reason I would want to take the over in this game is because it's in a dome. The Eagles' offense is good when we do move the ball, and then the Chargers could move the ball on us with no pass rush. And 41.5 is kind of low. That's the only thing I've been leaning towards. I don't want to pick a winner in this game because even as a diehard Eagles fan, I feel like we're not favored to win this game with the way we've looked. It hasn't been good, bro. No Bigsby, no win. So for me, I want the over in this game. I feel like 44. 44.
I was going to say the same thing, brother. Okay. Over 41.5 is my best bet for this game because we've seen teams that aren't as good as the Eagles should be put up more than 20 points on this Chargers team. The Broncos put up 23, put up 20 on them. Even the Colts put up 24 on them, and they're not as good as what the Eagles should be. Okay. The teams that they've held under 20 were really bad teams. This is the best team they've played at home this entire season. So I'm all over the Eagles putting up over 24 points in this game to get this to whatever outcome happens. Okay. If the Eagles lose, they're not going to lose by scoring no points. I promise you that. They're not doing that. If they win, they're probably going to put up 24 more points. Okay. That's the only thing that I can think of. And they're not going to stop the Chargers offense. Okay. They have too many guys, too many weapons. Lam McConkey, Georgia Dog, been going off, cashed me out last week, him and Harvey. But I'm telling you, this is a shootout game. Not what I want to be a shootout, but should be a game where Saquon Barkley actually looks like himself because the Chargers are not stout against the run. They are stout against the pass. And guess what? Y'all can't pass the ball, period. So it's a run first offense for y'all, but then the play action should be open because of how well you will run the ball on this team. And they play worse defense at home. They just haven't played a good offense yet at home. Let me tell you the teams they played at home, bro. The Chargers, bro, they played the Broncos, decent offense, not really that good. The Commanders, bro. The Colts, the Vikings, McCarthy, the Steelers, bro. And then the Raiders. Those teams are trash. Okay? They are not teams that you would want to bet on to score 20-something points. You can and you should want to bet on the Eagles score over 20-something points in this game because that's what they usually do on the road. Okay, on the road they score 21 on the Cowboys. They didn't score shit on the Packers because the Packers are good. Okay, they put 28 on the Vikings on the road. They put 17 on the Giants, but the Giants were really crazy that time period. But they put 31 on the freaking Buccaneers. So they are averaging more points on the road than they are at home. So I'm comfortable taking the over 41 and a half in this game because of that. That's our consensus bet. Over 41 and a half. You do not have a best prop for this game, bro. What's your best prop?
Oh, you know what, man? Saquon under total yards, bro. It's hit all year. Like, I think that might be my best. Just whatever his total yards is. I mean, they finally got it under 100, but man, he's barely making 60 yards a game total.
Dang.
Like, it's not good. I think he's at 1,100 yards total for the year.
Oh my gosh, dude, is that bad?
Is that bad? This time last year, he had 1,740 rushing yards. He's got 718 rushing yards on the season. That's 50 yards a game, bro.
All right. Right now, it's at 89 and a half.
Yeah, I take the under.
Are you sure?
What's the odds on that?
Minus 115.
Yeah. Tank Bigsby has to be the game plan, or we don't win. If he doesn't have at least 10 touches, we are done. We'll be a first round loser in the playoffs. Someone stupid like the Bears, who have proven they can whoop our ass and then wipe up the floor with the rest of it. Man, I'm telling you, they ran on us like a bro.
So you're taking your boy Saquon under 89 and a half total yards. I understand. I am scared of it because I do think this team can be ran on. And also the dire need for your offense to step it up. I think he takes it personally. I think Saquon takes it very personally, and it's in the dome. I love Saquon in a dome, warm weather. I know he's used to cold weather, but he just feels more free to run in a dome. And I like that it's in LA. Go ahead and do your thing. My best prop for this game is Jalen Hurts over 17 and a half receptions. He's gonna have to dink and dunk because you got Derwin James back there. Good freaking luck getting it deep to AJ Brown. Good freaking luck. Okay. You have Hensley, linebacker. Good freaking luck. You're not throwing the ball deep. Okay. The deep middle slants to DeMarcus Smith. No. Dink and dunk. You're going to dink and dunk your way up the field. Okay. Your offense passing will have to be better. And I think it is better this game, but it won't be big plays. The Chargers do not allow big plays. That's why they beat the teams they beaten. Okay. They are if we're gonna methodically get up the field, because Harbaugh, he ain't a big play guy. We're gonna get up the field slowly but surely, and then Dicker the kicker. He's like, go over there, Dicker. Okay. But the whole game scheme will be a very tight matchup because the Eagles have to win. They can't be losing 3 in a row. They really can't afford that. Okay. The Chargers are fighting for their playoff lives. Okay. They will be both fighting hard in this game. I do think that Jalen Hurts passes the ball more than he runs the ball, and he got cracked last game hard. And I think he is kind of banged up, and that running ability might not be what gets him where he's supposed to be this game. He has to pass that damn ball.
Yeah, he has not been running the ball as much here lately, and yeah, notoriously Jalen Hurts, if you go back and look at since he's coming to the NFL, right about now, week 14 through week 18, he on average 1 to 2 games. He's got a banged up knee, banged up something always this time of year. Yeah. He will have to throw to beat this Chargers team.
Yes. And that parlay, this is a hefty one. We got a lot of picks close to plus money. If you were to bet the over 41.5 with Saquon Barkley, 89.5 total yards, which is minus 115. It's not on there, but it's minus 115. And you bet Jalen Hurts over 17.5 receptions. Let me start. I said receptions, bro. Can't even stop me. It's completions, bro. Dang. Completions. I'm looking like an amateur out here. Completions. Okay. Minus 130. The parlay gives you plus 450. Okay. That's real money right there. Okay. That's Christmas money. Okay. So, and this is a smart bet, guys. This is a smart bet because we're taking, I have an Eagles fan who is not taking the Eagles. He's looking at the broad picture of the whole thing, and we're taking the smarter bet, even though we would love to take the Eagles on the money line. We would love to do that because the Eagles should not be losing in this game. They can't afford to lose any more games because the Cowboys are freaking coming, bro. The Cowboys are on their heels. So if the Eagles want to really avoid the Cowboys trying to catch up to them, they can't lose no more games, man. You know this.
Bro, they're 6-1. We're in the playoffs no matter what. If we can't, this is my thing. I don't care. If we lose the division, whatever. We will be a first round exit if we cannot figure out the offense. And you go back to the 2023 season, you start 10-1, and we finish 11-6, and the Bucks bounce our ass right out of the playoffs in the first round, like they did the 2 years before we went on the Super Bowl run. If we don't have a coordinator for these veteran guys that play more than some high school pee-wee bullshit, oh, we put a man in motion. Does that mean they're playing man coverage? Then we're not going to win. So I'm telling you, man, we have to come out and establish it. Like, we'll have some wins here because we got the Raiders. We play the Raiders. We play Washington twice. We play the Chargers is a winnable game, especially with a beat up Herbert. And then there's some other junk. Oh, and then the Bills. The Bills will be a tough game. But if we can get the offense figured out, it has to be in this game. Otherwise, we're a first round exit, man. Guarantee it. And I'm a diehard Eagle fan. Hate to say it, but it's true.
And before we get out of the show, I will say the playoff picture is really nice because in the NFC, the Cowboys are only 2 games back from the wild card. The Lions are out of the playoffs currently. They are the 8th seed. So good luck to them. But the Cowboys are coming. Okay, they're trying to get into the playoffs. If they win out, which they 100% can win out, because their teams left are not very good. They have an easy schedule. They're going to try to sneak in. Okay, after beating the Chiefs, it's all uphill from there. So I do think that the Cowboys could see you in the first round, and you do not want that.
Yes, I do. in Philly, yes, I do. That's a win. Now you play any of the other teams that are in the playoffs right now, the way we've been playing, not so sure. But I'll take the Cowboys in Philly any day of the week, bro. If that's our first round game.
Would you take the Lions?
Would I take the Lions in Philly? Hell no. Jared Goff can't play in cold weather. He sucks.
I'm just saying, the people you might be playing because you're probably going to win the number 1 seed. Okay, well, number 3 seed, 2 seed maybe if you keep on winning. So you probably have to play either the Baconeers, Seattle, Green Bay, San Fran, or the Lions. Who would you rather have?
That is all losses besides the Niners and the Lions. That's the only two teams you said there. If we can't get this figured out, that's all first round exits. Sorry, guys. You better win Monday night, or I'll be wearing cup shit for the rest of the season.
Hey, I agree with you. Hey, it's just real fandom. Okay, if your team is not doing their best job to support the team, we won't support you. It's fair. We aren't gonna wear your guys' shit if you're not gonna do good. Okay, we paid money for our jerseys and our hats and our tickets and bets, and y'all aren't doing anything to succeed. So we aren't gonna support you. Okay, that's fair. That's fair fandom. Okay, so I'm 100% with you, bro. And that is our bets for this weekend. Let's go over it one more time. Week 14 weekend. Game one, Commanders -1.5 at the Vikings +1.5. Over unders 43.5. Shaq's best bet is the Commanders money line -120. And his best prop for this game is Chris Rodriguez over 40.5. Well, 40 plus rushing yards. That is the bet. Don't put 40.5. You put 40 plus on the app. You can look it up. It shows it. Okay. They give you the options of either over under, or you can just choose a number plus. And you chose 40 plus. So that parlay plus 164. Game number 2 for the show. Game 1 for me is Colts -1.5. Have the Jaguars +1.5. Over under 46.5. I'm taking the Jaguars money line. Okay. Daniel Dimes, bro. I love you so much, bro. But it's not the game I want to bet you on because the Jaguars are reeling upwards. So I need them to win, man. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. Maybe they'll get them on the rebound, but not in Duval, bruh. Jaguars score a lot of points in Duval. We saw what happened to the Chiefs, bro. The Chiefs, great defense. The Chiefs were. They ain't that good because the Duval went ham on them. So Jaguars team total over 22.5. This is way too low. -115 for this, steal. Okay. That parlay plus 166. We're not telling you to parlay. We're just saying that if you were to parlay, this is what you would get. Okay. Bengals +6. Game 3 for the show. Game 2 for Shaq. Bengals +6 at the Bills -6. Over under 53.5. We're taking the Bengals +6. I taking it too. I'm taking it with him. So, and as far as the best prop is Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's a correlation that has to happen if the Bengals want to keep it close. Okay, this is how it is. Parlay that together is plus 158. Game 4 for the show. Game 2 for me is Dolphins -3 at the Jets +3. Over unders 41.5. I might be jinxing the Jets because when I haven't bet on them, we have won. I am betting on them now because we are looking good. And Tyrod Taylor is way better than Justin Fields. He's been doing a lot better. Dre's best bet is my best bet is Jets +3, which is plus 100. Okay, it's 2.5 on some books, but shop your lines. See, now you guys are getting into the sports books. You can see that different sports books have different odds. Okay, so while you're looking at your plus money, your free money on each of these sites, you can notice that FanDuel might have the Jets +3. DraftKings might have the Jets -2.5. You should go and bet on the better line if you believe in that side. Same with the Bengals. Bengals are +5.5 on some books. On DraftKings, they're +6. I'm betting them on DraftKings. Duh. Give me the extra point and a half, the extra 0.5 points, bro. Damn. So just +3. I'm betting on Darren Waller though to have his day because he always does against the Jets. Okay, he always kills us. The tight ends always kill us. So over 28.5 receiving yards, that parlay is plus 258 because the Jets aren't supposed to win. which means we have better odds. And then game 5 for the show, game 3 for Shaq is the Rams minus 8.5 at the Cardinals plus 8.5, over under 47.5. Shaq's best bet is the over 47.5. I've already bet this bet. I agree with this 100%. Jacoby Brissett is his best prop. And I also have bet this bet as well because Jacoby Brissett is going to have a day. If this game goes over, he has something to do with it. He has to have something to do with it. Okay. And this is what's going to happen. Jacoby Brissett is going to throw the ball. This is probably his last season starting football ever, probably. He's going to have a good time. He's been throwing the ball more than he ever has in his entire career. He was more of a running quarterback. And on the Patriots, on the Colts, he was a hand the ball off, running himself quarterback. Now he's throwing that rock. Okay, he's like, I don't give a damn anymore. Him and Mariota, bro, and Winston, they're like, I got nothing to lose. I'm about to retire next year. Let me just air it out. Okay, so 260, bro. He's been doing it all season at home, all season. So keep it going. That parlay together, plus 182. I love it. Game 6 for the show. Game 3 for me is the Broncos minus 7.5 at the Raiders plus 7.5, over under 39.5. Bro, I'm taking the Broncos minus 7.5. I have not taken the Broncos at all this year. This is the one I want to take them on because the Raiders are trash. They're not even going to have Max Crosby. Okay. Bo Nix under 0.5 INTs. He threw one against them last time. That's why this is good odds. If he didn't have to throw it last game, it's probably minus 150. But because he threw one last time, they think he's going to have a problem again. I don't think so. Okay. Parlay that together, plus 188. Sunday Night Football. Okay. Toughest game of the season. Toughest game of the slate. Texans plus 3.5 at the Chiefs, minus 3.5, over unders 41.5. We struggled to find a pick. We have came to a conclusion. Our consensus bet is the Texans plus 3.5. It's going to be scary. This is not for the faint of heart. You have to really be on the Texans to bet this bet because the Chiefs usually get cheated for at home. So Mahomes, INT, it correlates with the Texans winning because the Texans have to cause a turnover in order to win this game. And they will because the Mahomes threw one last time he played the Texans. So I think it's going to happen again. But the Texans usually lose to the Chiefs. We will say that. Okay. But it's a close game usually. So Woody Marks over 1.5 receptions is what we're going to parlay with this. And those 3 picks together is going to get you a plus 425 ticket. That's what I'm definitely putting 10, 20 bucks on for sure. Your free money you're using, why not? The free money you've been getting since they opened up betting in Missouri, go ahead. Try it out. Okay, this is the one perfect one to put the little 10 of it free money on. Okay, Monday Night Football. Eagles minus 2.5 at Chargers plus 2.5. The Eagles, man, been hurting me. Hurting Shaq more. But we're taking the over 41.5. This is betting on the Eagles without betting on the Eagles because the Eagles have to put up points if they want to win this game. Because I do think the Chargers can put up points because the Eagles are hurt in a multitude of ways on defense and offense. They're missing Lane Johnson. Hopefully he plays. I don't know. He's a foot injury. But they need to put up points. They know the games they've lost is because they could not get the offense going. The last game was an outlier because the defense was way down because they were on the field fucking the whole time. Damn. So this is going to be a time for them to actually show their offense. They always bounce back. I'm surprised it took 2 games of losing to bounce back, but they're going to bounce back to this one. This is a good game for them. I'm taking the Eagles money line personally as well, but that's just me. Saquon Barkley under 89.5 total yards is Shaq's best prop for this game. My best prop for this game is Jalen Hurts over 17.5 completions. That parlay together plus 450. Good money. I like it. Okay. And that is our bets for this show. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's still an hour and 25 minutes. Our new format was supposed to cut this thing in at least 25 minutes shorter, but it actually got 10 minutes longer. I'm not sure how the hell that happened, but that's what happened. But we're gonna try to do it a lot faster next time. I think it's because we had so much fun talking about some of these teams who are rising up the charts and some of them who are falling, free falling down the hole. So that's our games for this games. What do you guys think, Shaq?
Oh man, I don't know. No man, I think Trevor Lawrence looks like George Washington kind of. That's all I've got. That's all I've got, bro. Other than that, go use that free money. You got till Monday if you jumped in on Monday. They only give you 7 days on DraftKings. That's why I'm telling you to slow down, slow your roll. Make sure you get every site. Take advantage trying to take their money. So get out there. These are some good bets. $25 on this Eagles one will bring you back like 175. Man, that's not bad, guys. It'll bring you back like 125, something like that. It's good money and it's free. So get out there and take advantage of it. And yeah, other than that, we got faith in George Washington, Trevor Lawrence himself, big nose, Mount Rushmore. I think the Colts go down this week. That's one of my personal underdogs. I'm going for the AFC South. Everybody but the Colts this week. I'm a big Texans fan. I'm rooting for it. Honestly, I'm taking the money line on that. Money line on the Jags. I feel like I'm going to take the money line on the Eagles, even though everything in my body tells me not to. And that's going to be a pretty good parlay if it hits. So I'm gonna have a parlay for teams I want to root for this weekend. So have some fun with it too with those free bets.
It's gonna make your games a lot more fun to watch. Okay, I will say that for sure. When you have money on it and you're about to hit big, that is when the games are the most fun to see. Okay. I also want to say a little quick tidbit. Did you know that Trevor Lawrence's name is actually William? It's William Lawrence. His name is Bill Lawrence. And like that's crazy. Actually, a lot of players in the NFL, quarterbacks specifically, have changed their names to sound cooler, sound more marketable. Okay. Obviously, someone told them to change their names before they get on the field. Like Matt Stafford. His name is John Stafford. Not bettable. I'm not bet on John Stafford, bro. Okay. I will not. But I will bet on Matt Stafford. So, okay. Uh, Rain Prescott. That's crazy, dude. Okay, this is insane. Dak Prescott, Dakota is much better to say than Rain Prescott. Uh, so yeah, that's just a tidbit. We'll have more of those coming up, those random facts. But yeah, good luck with your bets as always. And like I said, get that free money, bet that free money, win some money. Peace.